Now, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Balance card. This is also called Temperance in other decks. And it indicates that either we are in balance in our life or that we need to find more balance and moderation in our life. I think for a lot of you, this time of year, it's very stressful. There's a lot going on. Be sure that you're taking time for you, for self-care, right? Trying to balance your work, your play, your sleep, your relaxation, your socialization, all the different domains of your life. Sometimes this can also indicate perfect timing or the need to wait for that. So for those of you that have something that you want to have happen, part of peaceful waiting is understanding that there's a lot that has to go on sometimes behind the scenes to orchestrate things, right? Even if we want to change jobs, for example, somebody needs to quit that job, and that might take a while. They might have to line up their next thing. There may be some other kind of situation that plays into that, and then there's all the rest of it that goes on. And that's just one example, but peaceful waiting. We can't always control what's going on, and but it gets better the more you practice peaceful waiting. Now, this is the basic energy that's going on right now. You're kind of in a situation where you may have new partnerships or contracts, speaking of new jobs and the like. This is about continuing to move forward in your path. Fire is about passion put into action. This can be sexual passion between two people. This can be a passion for a job, a task. If you've signed on in a new business partnership, they're excited about having you on board, and you're excited about whatever it is that the two of you are going to be working on together as a project. So this can indicate that kind of partnership moving forward to put your passion into action. Again, romantic or business, take it as it resonates. An influence that's coming into play is the need to rest and take a vacation. And I'm reminded already of this Balance card that we saw before about the need for balance and moderation. So if you've been hitting the ground running all day, every day, day in, day out, what have you, be sure that you're balancing that. Say no to some of the obligations that may come up this time of the year so that you can stay home and rest. Take some time out for meditation. If you have a lunch break at work, be sure that you're taking advantage of the full half hour, whatever that you're allowed to take. Maybe part of that is doing a short or brief meditation in your office, staying connected, around that meal time and so on. Maybe getting to work 5 or 10 minutes early so that you can start your day with a peaceful relaxation or meditation exercise. But whatever that is that you need to do, and that's going to differ for every person. Now, what's on your mind, right? Strength. You're thinking a lot about strength and what that means. Some of you may be feeling kind of weak because, again, you've got all this stuff going on, but there's this need for rest and relaxation. It's like you're burning the midnight oil, but it's not a reflection on your strength if you do need some peace and time away. It's not that. It's just that, we're in physical bodies, and those physical bodies have very serious requirements. When we're hungry, we have to eat. When we need a bathroom break, we need a bathroom break. And when we need to sleep, we're going to pass out. That kind of thing. So be sure that you're taking care of the needs of your body first, because you do need your body to pilot your mind around, right? And it does affect our thinking, concentration, our work, our relationships, our patience, our ability not to snap at the people that we love or care about. If we want to be 100% at work and at home, we do need to allow ourselves some time and some peace, to rest. Now, for some of you, this could indicate a Leo. So some of you, the Two of Fire, you may be thinking about a Leo person. If this is a romantic reading for you, some of you may have connected with a Leo. We do have this fire here, which is passion. But again, it doesn't have to exclusively be that. It could be somebody that you believe is a very strong person, somebody maybe that you admire for having strength and courage. Maybe somebody who's been through a lot of rough times, either lately or in their past. You're in a good position as far as abundance, right? Again, this is another card indicating patience, just like we had with the Balance card. This is about waiting for your ships to come in. You've done the business, you've done the negotiations and the contracts. That's, again, the Two of Fire. If this is work, you're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for something to come in. For those of you who are thinking on a romantic bent, you've met this new person, but you're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen here, how this is going to develop. Now, in the recent past, we have another fire sign card. So there's a lot of passion going on. And for some of you, this could be the Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius person. Could be a woman or a man. Doesn't matter. Same sex, opposite sex relationship. Doesn't matter. It's about the energy, right? The Queen of Fire is also about being that person who can take your passion and make it happen. So for some of you, if it's not a person, a romantic relationship, if it is a business sense, it could be that you've put a lot of energy, a lot of passion and energy and behavior into making this new contract or partnership work out. So again, take it as it resonates, because I'm getting business and I'm getting romance too in this reading. Now, before you, we have some concerns and fears about money. You know, sometimes we do have to invest a little bit and see what happens. You know, this can be about asking for help from others or possible uncertain self-employment. If you've given it 100%, you've put that Queen of Fire energy out there into building up your new business, having new contracts. This could be about the concern that you may not have the energy to get it going, especially as you're feeling kind of sluggish and drained and like you really need to take some time away and, you know, not burn the midnight oil all day, every day. It gets very, very exhausting. Now, the wisdom to accept help from others is also embodied in this Five of Earth card, meaning if you need to delegate responsibilities to other people, by all means do that. Sometimes people, and it's just part of human nature, you know, we think that nobody else can do it as well as we can. And although we may be correct on that, you know, we might have to settle for the fact that, yeah, you know, if I ask my partner or one of the kids to do the dishes, then they're not going to do the counters. They're going to stack it wrong. You know what? Let them stack the dishwasher wrong. And then, you know what? They close the door, they turn it on. You know, who cares? There comes a point where choose your battles, delegate where you can, and save your strength and your get up and go for the essentials that actually need you specifically for that. That's part of strength. Part of strength is recognizing when we're weak and knowing that, you know, we don't have limitless energy. And I don't mean to be gross here or mean. Every person is not as young as they used to be. So unless you happen to be 22 years old, you probably don't have, you know, 1,000% of that kind of energy the way you used to have. You know, the older we get, the more we have to think wisely and shrewdly about our time and manage our physical energy, because it's just the way that it is. The human body peaks about 25 years old, and the further we get away from 25, the less energy we have, unless we're going into the childhood direction, of course, right? But we don't age backwards, so there's that. The Four of Earth here, this can be about being either one extreme or the other with money. Either we're being a spendthrift and we're spending too much money, or we're being stingy with our money. So pay attention to that. Now, if you're having fears about money, you may want to be tightening up that belt. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing if you're creating a budget and sticking with it, especially for those of you that are starting up your own business. You know, that's just a wisdom that has to happen here. However, the Four of Earth being, we could be too stingy with our time too. Maybe we're not managing our time well, or we're not giving enough of ourselves to somebody else. And what I mean by that is, like, for those of you for whom the Queen of Fire is a new relationship, a new passionate relationship, and you're waiting to see what's going to happen with that, you may be withholding of yourself in this new relationship where you don't necessarily have to be. And that has to do with fears and concerns about giving of yourself and getting hurt. I'm really feeling like some of you are afraid of getting hurt, and that's why you don't want to give completely of yourself. Now, for those of you for whom this is a business scenario, it really is that you've put all this energy, time, and resource into your new business opportunity, and you're afraid that you're going to overspend yourself into a problem. So again, if it's a budget, manage the budget, identify it, stick with it, and do what you can, because it looks like, you know, you're going to be moving in this direction. This is beyond, it's beyond the scope of 2 weeks to see how your business does, if it takes off and does really well, or if your love relationship is going to take off and be all of that. But I do have some really good cards coming up, by the way, that are indicative of the romantic relationship. Now, this Lover's card, for example, could be a possible Gemini, though not necessarily. But this is about a true love situation and a balanced partnership with somebody. Bringing this back to the romance, this is your environment right here. This is what's going on around you. There's a passionate relationship that you've begun with this Queen of Fire person, or you're the Queen of Fire and you're connecting with somebody else, possible Gemini, not necessarily. And but could be a Sagittarius too, because balance is related to Sagittarius, temperance. Right? So, but a fire sign, that would tie us back to this Queen or King of Fire, whatever. At any rate, this has to do with balance in relationships, polarity with your partner. If they're calm when you're stressed, when they're stressed, you're calm, being good support for one another, listen, respect, balance, all of the positive things that you would want from a relationship. Now, the Lovers can also indicate a head and heart decision, but what's coming through in this is this has to do with balance. For those of you that are feeling out of balance in your work life, or your vocation, you're building your business. This has to do with balancing your head and heart decisions and making sure that you're taking care of both your head and your heart. Meditating, working with your angels for improved health and healing. You have divine support behind the scenes. I hope you're praying and asking for them to help you and show you signs, because that will take a load off as well. And certainly, for the business scenario, ask for help behind the scenes. Kind of like we said before, delegate. Delegate where necessary. But those of you in a new romantic relationship, this person looks super positive for you. Like they could really be I want to say an enhancement or an improvement in your life. That's kind of a dry way of describing a sexually passionate romantic relationship where there's emotions and everything involved. Be careful that you're not putting that other person through some stress. Try some open communication. Try some open communication with that person. If you're feeling afraid, talk about it. Because this card is soulmate or twin flame relationship, this Lover's card. This is not, I don't see the Lovers when I see a jerk or whatever. Now, I don't read reversals in here, but a lot of times you'll see a reverse sign for that. But just talk about your feelings and talk about your fears. If you need to go slow, go slow. Tell them that. Then they don't personalize things that way. But they're probably going to understand where you're coming from, right? And the holidays are rough times anyway, because there's so many demands placed on us by everyone. Now, hopes and fears is about the Ace of Earth. This, again, ties back to this fear of establishing something new in a material way. This could be a relationship that would be a solid relationship, not just casual sex, but like, building a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship or boyfriend, whatever, building a real relationship with someone, developing that where possible long-term goal, moving in and or marrying and or, what have you. So again, talk out your fears. This looks like it's what you're hoping for. Now, for those of you for whom this has been a business venture, this is about hoping for beginning success and good health, abundance coming in, especially because you've been having monetary concerns. So this is what you're hoping for, which is obvious, right? Everybody wants that. But beyond that, there's some prayer there for that. So, be open to that. Don't forget to manifest through the power of positive thinking too, as well as prayer and meditation and the like. Now, your final outcome card is the Knight of Water, and this is falling in love, wedding proposals, right? So here we've got this Lover's card. We've also got this balance. The two of you are a balance in a relationship. This is a real relationship, this Queen of Fire person, who possibly is a Leo or a Sagittarius. Could be a Gemini. These cards together tell me true love. This is awesome. For somebody who really wants to be in a relationship, who wants to develop something that is real and substantial with a person, not just a fly by night, but you actually want to give your heart to somebody. But just be mindful of your fear. Release your fears. Ask for help. Ask for help from the angels to know what to do. These are beautiful cards. I do want to pull an oracle card. Did I show you the boxes? This is the Angel Tarot card by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine that I've been working with just now. And I'm going to be pulling a Healing with the Angels Oracle card, also by Doreen Virtue. But let's see if we can maybe get some additional help, healing, clarification for the sign of Scorpio. And I'd also like to offer thanks and gratitude to the angels and spirit guides and helpers that have been working with us in this reading today. Oh, this is wonderful. We have a jumper. I have yet to be disappointed or let down. I mean, 12 for 12. This is my last reading of the cycle. And 12 for 12. They've all jumped out. They've all been spot on with these readings. I'm not surprised. I don't know. I feel this inflow of gratitude and thanks for that. The angels are addressing and assisting you with your romantic needs. Ask for and accept the angels' help with your love life. This card signifies that the angels have heard your appeals for romance. They acknowledge your heart's yearnings for love. They have received and answered your requests. Now you will work in concert with the angels to manifest the romance you are seeking. The angels will guide you in specific ways to ensure that they grant your wish. For instance, you may get a strong urge to drive to a certain place, and you might meet a wonderful partner when you arrive at that destination. The angels' guidance may ask you to engage in self-improvement activities, such as exercise classes, nutritional practices, or self-help seminars. Follow this guidance, and you will discover the romance you are seeking. But it also looks like you may have met this person, or you're about to meet this person already, this Queen of Fire, because that's in a position of past tense in this reading. Again, take as it resonates. For some of you, it could be that you're about to meet the person and there's passion. It's mutual. There's two in this fire. Two people. Passion. A lot of fire in here. Lovers, balance, romance. The angels helping these two get together. Wonderful reading. Knight of Water. An indication of true love. Somebody who's offering you real love, not just some bullshit, right? This is real.